All right, good morning, traders. Welcome back to the Tier 1 Trading New York live room. Happy, what is today? Tuesday? Tuesday to you. How is everyone doing today? Email is working again, so we got that figured out. I don't feel dirty and weird anymore. I felt so bad. I keep apologizing to so many people, but I'm happy about that. And we got a busy day in the market, so we'll hop in that into a little bit. Let's first start off by checking out the Forex Factory economic calendar today. We do have a few high impact news events today. One leads into the others. We have core retail sales. Retail sales coming out at 8:30. That is going to play a role in monetary policy. What role that plays depends on the number and really depends on the interpretation. And we probably won't know that until a little bit later in the day when we have a few of our FOMC members speaking, more specifically, our Fed Chair, Jerome Powell. So keep an eye out for 8:30. Would not surprise me at all if the market tried to get ahead of everything and anticipate what effect it's going to have, and then maybe walk it back or continue that momentum a little bit later in the day. Now, interesting day today. I was talking to George earlier on the chat. I don't know how many of you guys are on the platform today, but very busy day, right? This is the pro trade log. There is a handful of uploads this morning. It is a busy time in the market, and this is important because it follows up on a conversation we had the other day about, I remember we were dealing with some slow markets and we had a trader ask, hey, Keel, when the markets are slow, do you still go through your routine? Do you still look at things? Or do you just kind of be like, I'm just going to, take a beach day? And we talked about the importance of still analyzing the markets no matter what, sticking to your trading routines. We're going to talk about routines on this week's coffee break episode on Wednesday. But this is why it's important to stick to your routine, right? Especially in the summer. Again, I always say summer isn't bad trading. It's typically just slower trading. And there's going to be days, there's going to be weeks where the market it seems to be doing absolutely nothing. And then you'll get a day like today where all of a sudden you get like 10 trading opportunities on the board. And if you're someone that decided, hey, I'm going to sleep in today because last week was boring, so this week's probably going to be boring too, you may have woken up and missed them. And those may be the opportunities that you needed to survive the summer. It may be another week before you can get any more, maybe another month before you can get any more. And especially if you're a newer, under-disciplined trader, what do you think that leads to? How would you feel emotionally if you wake up, you see all these trades that you should have been in complete and you weren't in them, and now you want to get some revenge, right? Now you're hunting and searching and looking around the market for something to make up for what you missed. And that's a really, really bad idea. If you've never been there, it is probably one of the worst things you can do in trading. I kind of compare it to like the movie 300, where the father and son were at war, and then the son died and the father had like blood rage. He just ran out by himself to take on like a million different opponents and was, he did a really good job, but eventually it ended pretty bad. So that's my warning for today. Follow your routine, follow your routine, follow your routine. Today's trade of the day, I want to talk about, I actually forgot what pair I was going to talk about. It's on here. Pound Swiss, right? I actually like Ninja Trader a little bit more, but I'm going to show it on TradingView because we're live streaming on TradingView, so they want me to use the platform there. But let's go to Pound Swiss if you're following along, and we're going to start on the daily and work our way down. We got a lot of pattern trades in the market, but I want to go with a structured trade today just to mix it up a little bit. So we can see that Pound Swiss has been in sort of a range. Would you guys be comfortable saying that? Price has been range bound here on the daily. Well, I grab a swig of the grape juice, grape, half apple, half cranberry. You do the math on that. Yep, a little bit of a consolidation here. And what we've done is we've come to retest The most recent upper range, obviously, we have a little bit of a bigger range up here as well, but the most recent upper range of our little bouncy bounce here, right? You can see that we've had highs, we have lows, right? We have highs, we have lows, and we're retesting the highs right here. And currently we're seeing a little bit of a rejection here on the daily candle. Now, I like the daily for perspective. A little bit of water mixed in there as well. Or see, I'm getting too old. I can't, juice by itself is too sweet for me now. So I gotta cut it with some water. I used to do that back in the day when I first started trading just to save money, right? Instead of having a whole glass of apple juice, half water, half apple juice makes the apple juice last longer. Now I do it because I got used to having kids, and I did it for kids for I don't know how many years, and I can't go back to the normal stuff. No coffee? Oh yeah, always had the coffee, of course. Yeah. Oh, of course. The coffee was chugged. Yeah. Yeah, I do it for the kids, and the kids never finish their stuff, so yeah, it's a habit I did. But anyway, perspective. Here we go on the daily, because we know we want to think ahead, right? We know we want to think ahead to hey, if I'm a trader, I'm looking for a structure-based trading entry right here, target wise, because I think it makes it very easy to view targets. Just an idea. Where do you think if price is going to hold structure here? Where do you think the next area that it may bounce back to would be? Shoot me some ideas. Sometimes thinking too much is the problem. Sometimes we just want to do common sense. I forgot who I was speaking to another trader the other day who was talking about simplicity. I think we were talking about how the simpler you were talking about, or I got the question about are simpler trading plans and trading strategies better than complex one? And depends on the person, but for me, simple is better. Ali says 123 evens. I'm going to draw some lines in here. 123 even, right around there. Evan says 121 area. Looking down here, gonna just vaguely draw these on, not get specific yet. Orsi says 122.50s. Ooh, cutting Ollie by a little bit. 122.50s. George says 123.15s, right above the little spike. Evan says first target 122.50s. We got a few 122.50s, but yeah, I think a good area to look for if we had to guess and anticipate, and I guess that's what we're doing in trading. Hey, Daniel, welcome. I always think this, right? I'm a structure-based trader. Structure is the spine, the backbone of my trading philosophy. For me, structure basically tells me everything. It is like a magnet, right? If you can identify levels of structure, you can pretty accurately predict where price is going to be pulled towards, and you can pretty much predict where price is most likely to bounce off of, right? So I always look for structure to structure moves. The first level of structure that I see comes right back to this high right here. So if you guys had said the 123 area, I think that's a good level to look for. And of course, that goes all the way down into this zone of structure. You can be as specific as you want within there. But I think this level is a good place to expect price action to go to. If you're someone that's banking on a move across the entire board, or the range, I should say, then these lows would be another good area to look for. But again, we're putting that in our mind because we want to see, is there an actual opportunity to trade here? Because we don't want to waste time. We want to be efficient. We want to be productive. There's nothing wrong with doing analysis. It's always practice. But from a trading perspective, once you're actually trading, if you don't have to spend more time, you don't want to do pointless analysis. Let's put it that way. Again, as a newer trader, it's not as harmful because you're practicing, you're getting better. Even if there's no trading opportunity there, it's a good tool that's going to help you in the future. Once you're a consistently profitable trader, then it's kind of about time efficiency as well. So you can tell right away if there's something there, if there's something not there. You want to spend more time on the opportunities that are there and less time on the opportunities that are not there. Hey, Louise from Brazil, welcome. I'm an Everton fan, so I'm a Richarlison fan, a Brazilian. Nice. I guess we got a few of them on our team. We got Alan as well. All right, let's go to disappointing loss this week. 2 red cards. Let's go down to the 4-hour, right? So 4-hour time frame, again, we're at structure. Again, if we were on NinjaTrader, you see a big old VS1 level up there telling us that we're at previous level of structure. We're seeing a little bit of a rejection on the daily. We're seeing a little bit of a rejection here on the 4-hour as well. So at this point, we can see that we have we held or violated our higher level of structure? Have we held or have we violated it? We have held. So we're not predicting any type of continuation to the upside, right? We don't have a break and close above. No reason to predict a continuation to the upside. So we can assume that, hey, the trading opportunity that we're looking for is going to be a hold of structure and a counter trend trading opportunity back down into previous level of structure, which we identified some levels already. Or again, we can sharpen that up with some of our tools. We can bring in fibs, you can bring in volume, you can bring in whatever else you would like to use in that case, right? We can do some if you want. We can bring in some Fibonacci's just to give you guys some perspective. I know you shot me areas already, but a Fibonacci retracement from swing low to swing high, which is right here. You can see a 3D2 right at that upper level of structure. 618 down at that, down around 122s. We can bring in our volume profile here as well. You're going to see a spike most likely right in the middle of that consolidation right here, but you can see it open up a little bit at the top here. So again, I think this 3D2, this is the area I was looking at, this 3D2, this spike right here, basically the B leg of this pattern, is the first area I would look for targets. It's right around that 123 even handle. Again, doesn't mean that's what it has to be. That's just my personal opinion on it. So now the question is, how can I get involved? And usually that's the easy answer, right? Because you just look at your trading plan and it tells you. But we're dealing with different people here, so we can look at some different ideas. Going to be hard to get a 3-bar reversal in this case. Why? Because if we get a 3-bar reversal here on the 4-hour, right? We already have this candle right here. That's going to take us very close or very deep into our target zone, which is going to give us a hard risk reward. But if we go to an hourly, right, we can see that we may have a potential double top happening. We've got our initial test of structure right here. This could be a CTS trade score as well. If you guys want to do the CTS, we've got major structure. We've got RSI overbought, right? You can add double top divergence, all that fun stuff if you're a CTS trader. But we have our test of the highs here of structure. Just draw a line up. We're getting a rejection right now. If we were to get a retest and a hold, we would most likely get bearish divergence, right? We've been talking a lot lately about hidden divergence. If you guys didn't see it yesterday, it didn't show up on the recent thing because, again, we're still dealing with all these server issues in the background as they switched stuff. Not our fault, but make sure you check out this Q&A session. This is one of the favorite sessions that we do each year. It's Akil's Strat Dev Diaries, Strategy Development Diaries. Basically, it's a walkthrough of my strategy development process. And of course, if it ends up turning into anything, a walkthrough of the backtesting process as well. But you guys love it because it's a step-by-step kind of walkthrough of how I go about creating strategies and testing strategies. And obviously, many of you guys are going or either on or going on that path in the future. So it's pretty cool. We're looking at a hidden diversion strategy there. So check that out as well. But this would be regular divergence, not hidden divergence. So instead of looking for a continuation, we'd be looking for, a lower high on the RSI with either, well, in this case, equal highs to give us that double top, equal or higher highs here on the double top. That can be a clue as well. So now the question is, okay, we know we have an idea of where targets are going to be at. Do we have rules for stops? I know you guys do, but I want to hear you shoot it in anyway. Your rules are very similar to mine. But at this point, you want to walk through whatever your personal rules are, right? I'm an ATR type of man. ATR type of guy, right? So I like an ATR, a 1 or 2 ATR above the highs. I prefer 1, 2 if I need to adjust anything. But again, it could be whatever you want. But this is where you want to plug in your specific kind of rule. But let's look at an ATR here. ATR is 22. So our highs here are 124.43, 43 plus 22, 65. That's an easy one. Risk reward tool. Oh, no. Let's just draw a line out here. I'm going to delete some of these lines just to make life easy for you. So we're looking at, what did I say, 65 for a 1 ATR stop. So 1 ATR stop puts us right here. If we're looking at that 382 for targets, or a retest of the highs here for targets, then we'll start to see if the range or where that double top would have to form in order to give us a 1-to-1, right? So we have our targets, we have our stops. Again, measure this out as it pertains to you and your personal strategy. We can draw this in the middle, this 50% level, right, between targets and stops. This is where I would need to enter in order to have a 1-to-1. Again, you can customize this for whatever your personal risk reward is. For me, 1-to-1 is my minimum requirement. So I would know that in this trade, any double top that forms between here and here would be takeable. Anything that formed below that level, I'd have to wait for an alternative entry. So structure-based trade setup on the pound Swiss. Any questions on this one, guys? YouTube Trading View. If you guys are new to this is the trade of the day. It's a peek inside the live room. So we're going to hang out here in the live room for a few more hours. But I always like to share with you guys the first trading idea that's on my radar to give you kind of an inside peek of what's going on. If you like it, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Join us Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for more discussion. Don't be shy. Feel free to chime in and ask your questions and thoughts as well. I don't bite. But I'll be kicking you out soon if there are no questions. Any questions here in the live trading room, Tier 1 live trading room? As I take another sip of my half cranberry, half grape, half apple, half water drink. I got a D in math class. I'm not sure if that adds up correctly, but